Alright, so these NewEdge Mustangs get a lot of hate, and they deserve it in a lot of aspects and don't in some others. Stock, these cars are not fast at all, but they do have enough aftermarket support to kind of get them there, but still there's a lot of things that I do not like about this car. So first I just want to talk about the interior. The interior of this car is pretty cheap. The material itself is just a cheap fake leather plastic covering a cheap plastic underneath, so there's nothing really crazy going on here. It doesn't look bad at all. I actually like the look of it quite a bit. Besides my door panel, I'll have that ripped off because I'm replacing the door soon. But it's just really cheap and tacky material and it rattles a lot when you drive, and it's just not a good time. Along with the interior being pretty cheap is that the everything starts to fade over time, which is just, you know, something that's pretty common with wear. Another thing is that the wind noise in my car specifically is incredible. It's not so bad in others, but in mine specifically, for some reason, there's tons of wind noise. I partially think it has something to do with the trim on the side of the window, but I can't really pinpoint it. So the room in here is not very good. The back seats have like no room at all. You can barely fit anybody back there. There shouldn't be back seats at all in these cars, but they come in handy sometimes when you really need to take more than one other person with you. Me, I just throw my backpacks and stuff back there just as I have extra storage space because the trunk in this thing is tiny too. Right, now onto the exterior of the car. There's not very many things I don't like about it, but I'll show you everything I don't. One thing I do not like about these Mustangs is that they sit very high. You could fit your whole hand in between the tire and the body of the car, which is good for daily driving, but the handling isn't super good, and it would feel a lot better and look a lot better if it was lowered. Now the rims themselves aren't too bad, but I wish they would have picked a better color than just this ugly gray color. It's like a stainless steel, and I feel like it would look a lot better black or with other color options rather than just this awful silver color. One thing I hate about these cars is the factory grille, which is why I switched mine out for a blacked out pony. I think they look really tacky and really bulky, and I think they just look a lot sleeker with no grille at all. Sometimes you see these go down the street and they have really fogged out headlights. So the headlights are really cheap, stock. These are aftermarket. Almost everything I have in this car, exterior wise, is aftermarket. From the paint to the headlights, the grille, even the taillights are all aftermarket parts. The way these cars sound stock is not very nice. It's very quiet. They don't sound too bad at idle, but when I ripped off my exhaust manifold, I just replaced the whole thing just because I hated the sound of the old one. It was just too quiet for me. One thing I do not like about the NewEdge Mustangs is the exhaust manifolds. They are super restrictive, as you can tell, and also on the passenger side, they tend to break off. Mine broke most of the way off, but I helped it a little bit when drifting into my driveway. It caught the ground, I bottomed out, and it just ripped the rest way off. But nonetheless, it's a really common problem with these Mustangs, which is something that, you know, everybody has to deal with. It could be expensive repair, and it's just not a fun time. This car has been wrecked pretty badly. I've had to rebuild the transmission. I'm about to have to get a new engine, which both of those things are pretty big things. I guess this can be considered a mechanical problem. It's not really a problem, but it has a lot of low-end torque, and it really shoots up from 0 miles per hour or from really low speeds. But once you climb to that top end, it's just like it starts to like fall back on itself. So like the car and you want to see more of it, just stick around. I'll upload about once a week. I'll try. Just showing you what I want to do with the car and all kinds of stuff. Okay, bye.